Good morning, everyone. My name is Tom Mellon, and on behalf of WBCB 1490 and 107.3 on the FM dial, welcome to Let's Go Places. It's a show that we began, and I guess it's successful enough. We've been doing it for 12 years now, and it's the purpose of the show, the premise of it, is to increase awareness to all of our residents in Bucks County, as well as the surrounding contiguous townships and cities, to make them aware, increase awareness about the courageous efforts of our police, our firefighters, our military, our medical, everyone out there who 7 days, 24 hours a day, they're out there doing a job to protect you, our residents and our neighbors and our citizens. We have a lot to talk about today. We did have a special show, and I will begin by saying that I have had the honor of sitting in on a disabled veterans VFW post meeting several weeks ago with my good friend Franny Drummond. Mike DeBonis, who is here with us today, has been a service officer for many, many years. I don't know if you remember Fran Drummond, but he's the commander down for our disabled veterans in Ben Salem. And I was just so happy to be down there to speak to some of our military or retirees and explain a little bit, which we'll do a little bit later on, about the Tour of Honor. But during that session, I happened to see a guy sitting in the front row, walker in front of him, aged. I mean, obviously, at my old age, I looked at this man and I could tell there was a lot of importance to him and what he has done for our country. I knew that he served. But then I found out later from Fran Drummond and Jimmy Long, who's the vice commander, that this gentleman is celebrating his 100th year. Very coherent, had his awareness about him, makes every meeting, as I understand it. And I was maybe very curious, how many other World War II veterans are still out there? And we do find it with Mike and I and Charlie.
Yeah, it's hard, but we find them.
Tour of Honor, we find them. But this gentleman, I was very impressed, and I said, that's the Ben Salem mayor, Joe DiGirolamo. He had indicated to me, because when I suggested, let's honor him, and let's bring people in and make everyone aware with a distinction of honor to this man who fought the big war, World War II. But unfortunately, because of medical reasons, he cannot, and he is not here today. But that was the purpose of that was our agenda today. But there's always something to talk about on our Let's Go Places show. And we have several topics that we want to talk about. We have our board meeting today with the Bucks County Tour of Honor, which happens to be right here, the residents of the Bucks County Tour of Honor. Thanks to Paul Muller, our sponsor for this show, and for our other shows that we do during the month. We thank Paul for all of his altruistic efforts, charitable efforts that he provides to the community. He's always out there moving around and working. He was just here a little while ago. Sorry that you didn't have an opportunity to say hello to Paul, but he's upstairs, and he's a busy man. But at any rate, as I go on and on, I'm happy that Charlie Esposito is here, my sidekick, the president of the Philadelphia Retired Police, Fire, and Correctional Officers, as well as my good friend Mike DeBonis, who popped in. He has other reasons for being here today. I mean, obviously we have our board meeting for the Bucks County Tour of Honor, and we're going to talk about several topics. The one topic that just occurred, the one incident that just occurred just, 10 days ago, 14 days ago, Officer Richard Mendez. Mike, he was the officer who was assigned to the airport, Philadelphia airport, along with his partner, Raul Ortiz, Officer Raul Ortiz. And here's two officers. They're pulling up into their spots to park, ready to carry on their duties as police officers, when they observed these creeps, these bandits, stealing a vehicle. So right there in front of them, and here they are, they're ready to, you know, we're police officers 24 hours a day, obviously. So they're ready. They responded, Officer Ortiz and Officer Mendez, and unfortunately, Officer Mendez met his fate where he was killed in the line of duty. He was shot and killed by these assailants. Fortunately for Officer Raul Ortiz, he survived. But we're going to talk a little bit about today and his 22 years of service. He served valiantly for many, many years where I worked in East Division in the 25th Police District, Officer Mendez, and then carried on and was transferred to the airport for many, many years where he was shot and killed. Left a wife and a daughter behind, unfortunately. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. The funeral was yesterday, Charlie.
Yeah, down at the cathedral. They're really done him up some honors. His daughter's eulogy was unbelievable. Brought tears to everybody's eyes.
Horrible, horrible. Mia, his daughter, and Alexandria Carrera are left behind now, mourning and moving forward, very sadly, without their husband, without their daughter, and it's just always sad to see this. John McNesby, I want to thank him for all that he does for the families under the survivorship program. But John and his staff are always there. But he stated it's very unfortunate. It's not a matter of it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. It's a matter of when. That was the quote that John McNesby said, the president of the FOP. And when this does happen, John stated the family has gained an additional 12,000 family members because we all feel a piece of that. Mm-hmm. There's a piece of our heart that's taken every time an officer is killed in the line of duty.
It's almost like a family member. You feel the same feelings.
It really is. Yeah. It really is. But the funeral was yesterday, and fortunately we found these 3 culprits, the 3 of them from Camden, New Jersey. They're part of a ring that obviously their purpose is just create havoc, take the lives of anyone that gets in their way, and the purpose of it is steal cars and live a life of crime. But hopefully they'll be prosecuted to the fullest extent. We'll talk about that.
We hope.
Yeah, we hope. With the prosecutorial weakness that we have in Philadelphia, it's not that way in Bucks County. We have a great Bucks County district attorney.
Yeah, Matt Weintraub.
Matt Weintraub does a phenomenal job, who will be a judge, hopefully, after elections.
November the 7th.
Running unopposed. Yeah. So, who would want to run against
him? Yeah. You usually win when you run unopposed.
Yeah. That's why I said, his destiny is going to happen very soon after November the 7th. And I can't say enough about Jennifer Shorn, who's the first assistant district attorney, who's on our show, often. Justice.
We could listen to her all day.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, I just say hello to Jennifer, and that's the show. We just sit back and let her go on with some very good stories for our listeners to understand about, how and why you should feel very special about living in Bucks County. It's a safe environment, as safe as we can find it. And obviously the message that we always give to the criminals, if they feel that they can come through and commit crime, if you're caught, you're going to be prosecuted to the fullest extent. And we have our legislative issues here that are positive and firm, and we'll put you to jail. We'll put you in jail where you belong. But that's a great show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Justice for All and Behind the Badge with Fred Herron. That's another great one. But a lot of good things happening. We have this program here, the Heroes program, that has been running now for 15 years. Mike's part of it. There's a special program going out right now to all of our police, fire, and military. I'm sorry that didn't work, that letter, My technology is not that great.
Yeah, you'll give me a copy. We'll scan it. I'll scan it.
We'll scan it and get it up there. But we want to talk a lot today about, obviously Officer Mendez, but some of the other programs that are going on. And then later on we want to talk about the world issues that are occurring
Horrible,
right now.
absolutely
Mike,
horrible.
You can certainly articulate it as, if not the same, but much better than me. But all these issues, Israel and Pakistan, China and Taiwan, the menaces of North Korea, that kook up there, you never know when his lid may
Russia,
explode.
Ukraine,
and
who knows what else?
Iran, Syria, Egypt.
Yep.
It just goes on and on. And then our border patrol, the issues that they've had over the past 2 years. What is wrong with this country? Don't we realize that
we're a country of immigrants, and that's perfectly fine. But people should come to this country the right way.
Absolutely.
Not going through, millions going through our border. The real problem is, I feel bad for the people. They want to come and have a better life. But when you start to get the Chinese coming in undocumented, people from Iran coming in undocumented, people coming from Palestine undocumented, people coming from some of these countries, you gotta worry about it and really be careful, because you don't know what their alternative motives are.
Exactly. Yeah. Man, we see that happen with this little piece of the map, Israel, where it's the size of New Jersey, and what's happening with Palestine. Yeah. Let's face it. No one wants to see the innocent Palestinians being killed. No, that's never been the message. No. The message is Israel was attacked. Yeah. Let's not forget what caused this disruption and what's going to continue with the menaces of Hamas and the jihad and all of these dark groups that all they want to do is
Hamas should let the innocent people go.
Yes.
I don't know where they can go, because I think Egypt and Jordan have blocked those innocent people from coming into their country. But if Hamas is going to hold the innocent people, unfortunately, it'll be collateral damage.
There will be.
Mike, you can't win a war. We'll never win another war because of collateral damage.
Right.
Because the minute we do anything, the news media, everybody jumps all over it. You can't win a war without having some.
Some of the media just jumps the gun.
Yeah, I know. And they make things worse.
They don't vet the information that they get.
Absolutely.
And we wind up listening to two different sides of the story. And we have to choose to see which one is really right. And when our government steps in and says, we think Iran is behind all this money and delivering of weapons to Hamas and to Hezbollah, you have a problem.
Oh, yeah. Seriously.
I mean, they took all that cement we gave them for years that was to build homes. They built tunnels.
Yeah.
I mean, the people need the aid. But where's the aid going to? Is it going to go to Hamas?
It's going to go to Hamas.
Yeah. Well, 90% will go to Hamas and 10% will go to the people. They'll starve. They don't care.
They'll starve. They don't care.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break and obviously come back with Mike DeBonis. Our service officer for many, many years has helped many veterans.
I know. They're going to miss them.
Get the benefits that they weren't even aware of getting. I had some friends that I sent to Mike, and we'll talk a little bit about his exploits and the satisfaction that he must have over the years helping all these veterans, and thanks to him, they're receiving benefits and they can live a lot more comfortably. You're listening to Let's Go Places on 1490 right here at 746 East Lincoln Highway, the home of the Heroes Program, the home of Bucks County Tour of Honor as well.
That's correct.
And
that's correct.
Paul Muller, we thank him for all of that. Don't go anywhere. We'll return after a few words from our sponsors.
Red October is back, and so is our new Toyota inventory, with in-demand popular models arriving monthly, like the all-new Grand Highlander and Sequoia, or reliable classics like the RAV4 and Camry. And with no markups above MSRP in our Teammate Rewards program, you can see for yourself why our home team advantage is so important. Shop online at teamtoyota.net or visit one of our 3 locations in Langhorne, Glen Mills, or Princeton.
WBCB is now on your FM dial at 107.3. Serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer counties since 1958, you can now listen to all of your BCB favorites crystal clear on 107.3 FM. A new age for WBCB on a new frequency, 107.3.
Are you a parrot head?
Wasted away again in Margarita.
Not that kind. That's more like it. If you're this kind of parrot head, don't forget to check out the Denny-O Polka Show every Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon right here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
All right, Charlie, wake up. We're back on the air here.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah, darn it.
That was a great nap.
No more naps. Mike, keep an eye on this guy.
I will.
Keep an eye on him. We're back here with Mike the Bonus and Charlie Esposito and myself, Tom Mellon, the host of your show here on WBCB 1490. These issues that are going on in the daily lives of everyone, they may seem very, very important to you. Domestic issues that you may have, school issues, that emotional problems. There's all kinds of issues that are going on. The main issue that's going on right now in this country is we better strap ourselves in a disciplinary fashion and focus as to what could happen with this border. I want to get back to it again, Mike.
Well, you know what, Tommy? When you have a house divided,
that's where it starts.
When our Congress is divided, a house divided will always fall.
Yes.
And we have problems now trying to elect a new speaker.
Third or fourth time.
I think we got one. We're going to get one. The guy from Louisiana. I'm not positive, but...
Yeah, but the problem is, why should they have to go through all of that?
Yeah.
And without Congress in place, there's no aid to Ukraine.
Yeah.
There's no aid to Israel. There's no aid to other countries that are in need. There's no funding there is some funding left over for the border, but there's no additional funding left for the border. You have to have Congress in place, and a house divided will fall.
It will. It
Absolutely.
will. The divided states of America. It's right now. It's not the United States of America. It's the divided states of America, as you're pointing out. Yeah. And it's great to have a democracy that we have. God, thank us, Lord. Yeah. Thank you, Lord, for enabling us and all of our military over the hundreds of years that have fought for our liberty and
the
our
military
freedom.
gets paid peanuts.
Yeah.
And they're out there risking their lives.
Their lives every day.
Their lives. Yeah. Look what happened in, I think that's in Syria, wasn't it? We were attacked by missiles.
Yes, we were.
Right.
Yes, we were.
Or was it Iraq?
Well, you had Iraq, Syria, Egypt was involved.
Yeah.
Many of these countries over there.
We still have 5,000 soldiers in Iraq.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And people would not believe that we have, but it's not 5,000 is not a lot of soldiers, but we still have a little force there.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck they could possibly do, but they're there.
Yeah, they're there.
We're paying for that.
Well, one thing's for sure, we definitely have to represent and defend Israel right now.
Yeah.
And obviously, that's a critical area of the globe. Critical area. We got the USS Eisenhower and the Gerald Ford showing some of our armory and our presence out over there. Can we effectively shut down Hamas? Well, they're cowards. They're criminals, and they hide. So it's hard to when you can't see your enemy. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. And we have in this country.
We have the same problem in Vietnam.
Yes, same thing. You don't know who your friends are.
You can't see them in the jungle either.
They change sides.
Yes.
They would be, they would change sides.
Absolutely. But we have infiltrated in our own country here cells of terrorism that could explode at any time. And that's
a lot
the concern. Of them. That's the concern that I have. Even in our own country, what are they planning? We don't know. I mean, we have intelligence that are out there.
I think Israel had a massive intelligence failure.
Oh yeah,
because apparently from the news, Hamas has 100,000 missiles
easily.
Okay,
how did they get those missiles?
Get those without anybody knowing?
Oh, Iraq, Iran.
Yeah, and then. And they're just firing them indiscriminately. I mean, they're not weapons that they can aim. They just shoot them off.
Exactly.
Okay? Until Israel runs out of Patriot missiles, okay, or the Iron Dome, okay, then they'll send in the real missiles. We can't stop them.
We can't stop them, and that's the scary part.
Yeah.
We really have to.
And then they blew up. They blamed us they blamed Israel for blowing up a hospital.
And they did it. Yeah.
And the news came out and said it was Israel's fault.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jumped the gun, just like you said.
They didn't vet any news. It's not an opinion. If someone has an opinion, they should state it as an opinion. It's their personal opinion. But when the facts are distorted, like it was with that hospital, okay, they blew up their own selves.
They did.
And then, they blamed Israel for it,
That's
which is,
true.
and the world believes it. I mean, you get unvetted information, and some companies or some news medias just run with it because, oh, Joe told me. Who's Joe?
I know. So
he's a criminal.
It's misinformed information.
Well, it's the information that they want to.
Yeah, I swear they do it on purpose.
I do.
I really do.
Yeah.
I really do.
They care more about the ratings than they do about what is reality.
Well, CNN's down to 2 with their ratings.
Oh, of course they are.
Once President Trump, they couldn't pick on him anymore. He wasn't president. Their ratings went down to 2.
They definitely went
down.
They
didn't have anybody to beat up.
That's true.
Yeah.
And they're not going to beat up the
and
president now.
They used to be such a phenomenal news station.
Oh, they were the best in the world.
Yeah,
CNN
they were phenomenal.
Years ago was an accurate news reporting agency, and today they
lie.
Yeah, somebody tells them something, and we'll go with that. That's a good story, even if it's not true. It's not vetted.
That's very true. That's accurate right there. You nailed it right on the head. So all these conditions and serious matters, watch the news. Now, me personally, I'm on my channel. Not that it matters, but I'm watching Fox News because I see accurate measures.
I watch all of them. I watch CNN. I'll turn it on for 10 minutes. I'll watch MSNBC, CNBC, and Fox. And the reason I do that is try to get a feel. I try to figure out where's the truth at.
Yeah.
And
sometimes it's hard to do.
Well, yeah, it is. But, you're listening to this one, and this one. And you just hope that you can ferret out the accurate information and go on your life from there.
I'm sure that there's some accuracy on both sides, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
There's absolutely, that's the reason why we have both the two sides.
I think these few women in Congress, okay, who are anti-Semitic, I think they should be either removed from Congress,
right,
or censured or something, because they're here to represent the people of this country and not their political ideology from some other country. They're Americans.
That's a good point. Would the people who voted for these individuals?
Well, they'll keep voting for them. That's a given.
Yeah, that's a given. But I wonder how they feel. People that are supporting babies having their heads cut off, and I mean it's graphic, but it's a fact. I mean, people, you see these graphic issues.
Throwing hand grenades in locker rooms, burning people. It's horrible.
Hamas represents death, let's face it. That's all they care about.
Yeah.
And it's been a religious matter that it's been going on for hundreds of years.
It's not going to change.
It's not going to change. Absolutely not. So they look at Israel.
And you can't throw money at them to say, hey, we'll give you money. Okay, just don't do anything. Yeah, because they're gonna do what they want to do with the money anyway.
And as you pointed out, the money that goes over for the Palestinian relief, for the innocent, it's not going to them.
The Palestinians are not bad people.
No,
they're good people.
They are.
But when they're suppressed and held hostage by their own people,
own government, there, the ones who are governing,
right?
And that's Hamas. And then they're being fed by Iran, obviously.
Yeah.
We need to stop funneling money to them.
Yeah.
The money that they receive.
We need to continue with our sanctions on Iran.
Absolutely.
And because if they got $80 billion last year from their oil, okay, a lot of that money just goes to whoever they want to give it to. They want to give it to Hezbollah. They want to give it to
Hezbollah, right?
Jihad. They want to give it to Hamas.
All of these terrorist groups.
Yeah, and I think Israel's the only real democracy in that area.
It is.
Even though it's a socialistic country, it's socialized, but they're still a democracy.
Yeah, there's some, I guess, small countries.
I mean, what other country would go, knock, knock, we're coming? Or here's 20,000 flyers. We're telling you, get the people out of here.
Yeah. Move them out of the way because we're coming.
No other country.
They have to do that in kind of news media. Because if they did it, they'd make them the criminals.
Yeah, they'd be bloodthirsty.
No matter, but it doesn't even matter because they don't care. They'll still get blamed. They got blamed already right from the beginning. Oh, it's your fault. You did that.
Yep.
They did that to you. It's unbelievable. The one good thing is they were going to bring oil in to help the people there.
Palestine?
Yeah, to help the people in Palestine, right? The the guy from Israel says, yeah, you ain't bringing nothing in here. We'll blow you up.
Yeah. Well, the money's
because they wasn't going to use it for that.
Exactly.
They wasn't going to use that gas and all for that. They were going to use it for theirs.
But
Exactly.
the real problem is that the innocent people are hurt by this.
Of course.
That's the sad part.
It is the sad part.
Hospitals are running out of fuel to run their generators or whatever.
Right.
But that fuel, in my opinion,
won't
go to the hospital anyway because they don't care.
They don't
just go to
care.
their mouth.
That's true. And then
just like the cement, all that.
Yeah.
Millions of tons of cement went to build tunnels.
Yes.
300 miles of
underground.
tunnels.
The walls are all concrete walls underground.
We got to stop giving people the worst thing is thinking that throwing money at a problem
It's not appeasement.
It makes it better. It
no.
doesn't make it better. It's like our school system. Every year they need more money. You keep giving them more money, and the system still stinks.
It still stinks. You're
You-
right.
Our children are not. I'm not.
I'm talking about art, not yours.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to get back for a moment. Obviously, we will not be able to solve the issues
No, we
of
won't.
the world right now.
No.
But it's important if you listen to some of the jargon here, some of the conversation that we're sharing with you, it's factual. These are things that are happening. Please don't put your head in the sand. Understand that we're in a critical situation right now with Hamas, with Jihad, with Al-Qaeda, all of them banding together and getting the money from our country. I mean, for crying out loud, we're sending money over there. It has to stop.
Yeah.
We have the ability to make this work, but we have to work together. As Mike pointed out, as you pointed out, we're divided here, and we need to band together as a union so that we have one mission, and that's to restore peace and tranquility. Right now, let's begin with Israel.
Yeah.
But we have a couple minutes. I just wanted to give a quick quote back to Officer Mendez's family. Just sad. Mia, the daughter, she spoke about her father and shared thoughts about her dad. She gave a stark warning about policing right now in the city of Philadelphia, as we know. But she, and I quote her, "People are getting too comfortable committing crimes." Very good point, Mia. "Knowing nothing will happen to them." Good point, Mia. This is in Philadelphia. And she's using her words, "I'm scared." She said her family, her father, God bless him for his heroic efforts for 22 years. Her father was her family's backbone and always stayed calm in high-pressure situations. His favorite phrase, according to Mia, was, "We got this." No matter how hard a situation could be, he was always supporting the people in his life. Until this happened, it was. She actually said to her dad that night before he went into work, "Daddy, can you call out sick? I want you to stay home with us tonight." He said, "No, Mammy, I can't. I racked too many sick hours already. Never in a million years will I have thought," and this was her saying this, "that it would be the last time I ever saw my daddy. That night was the worst night of my life." These are, the fabrics that hit home when something like this occurs. But God bless Officer Mendez for his heroic life, and he left a wife and a child behind. And obviously, there's thousands of us at the FOP Lodge 5, all of our police officers, that will continue to be there to support as much as we can the Mendez family. We're going to take a quick pause. You're listening to Behind the Badge. Listen to me. Let's Go Places here at Team Toyota, 746 East Lincoln Highway. I want to talk a little bit about the program when we come back that we're doing here now. The car situation is ridiculous, Mike, as you know.
Yeah, I know.
When we get back, we'll talk a little bit about what's going on here at the dealership in Langhorne, Pennsylvania, thanks to Paul Muller and the leadership that's provided here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Red October is back, and so is our new Toyota inventory, with in-demand popular models arriving monthly, like the all-new Grand Highlander and Sequoia, or reliable classics like the RAV4 and Camry. And with no markups above MSRP and our Teammate Rewards program, you can see for yourself why our home team advantage is so important. Shop online at teamtoyota.net or visit one of our 3 locations in Langhorne, Glen Mills, or Princeton.
Hi,
This is Mayor Jeff Martin of Hamilton Township, inviting you to tune in to our monthly radio show, This Month in Hamilton. Video stream live the fourth Tuesday of every month at 10 a.m. at WBCB1490.com. We will be featuring various guests from Hamilton Township to keep you up to date on what's going on in Hamilton.
WBCB is now on your FM dial at 107.3. Serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer counties since 1958, you can now listen to all of your BCB favorites crystal clear on 107.3 FM. A new age for WBCB on a new frequency, 107.3.
Oh, whew.
Thanks for hanging in there while we had some commercials to extend to our sponsors. But you're back. We are back here with Let's Go Places. Mike, do you remember the first show about 12 and a half years ago where it was? I'm testing your memory. I didn't prepare him for this.
Wow.
Because you were there.
Yeah,
You were
was
there.
It was at a tavern.
Yes,
in,
it was.
in
Keep going.
Bristol. Bristol.
No, down the street. I'll give you a hint.
Oh, was it the Irish Rover?
It was the Irish Rover.
Yeah.
God bless you.
I remember that we
12
had
years ago.
Yeah, we had another one in Bristol.
Yeah, we had one in Bristol as well. Yeah, you weren't there, young man. But,
Yeah, I know.
We started this show. It's been going on strong for many years, and we had a lot of good
people.
A lot of good people to come on. Mike Fitzpatrick, I think of him. Remember we did the show in Yardley at the Continental Tavern.
Oh, yeah.
I'm laughing because
we missed Mike. We missed Mike.
He was
a nice man.
Oh my God!
He had some good ideas. He had term limits for an idea, which I think is great.
They'll never do that.
No, they're
not going to vote. They have to vote that.
Yeah,
they're going to vote themselves out of a job.
Not going to happen.
No, you're right. You're right.
But he had a lot of good ideas, and
yes, he did.
I can remember when he went on our Bucks County Tour of Honor trip to Washington with all the veterans, and he had that big photo I took with all the veterans, and Mike was sitting there next to Joe Zaffron.
Yep.
And I still have that photo, by the way. It's still on our website.
On our website.
Yeah, still have it up there on the website.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Tour of Honor in a little bit, but I just wanted to test your memory. My God, it's so impressive.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, you're just a little off. You went from Langhorne to
I knew
Bristol
it was a tavern. I knew it was a tavern or a restaurant.
You're always hanging in taverns. I keep telling you, Mike, you got to...
I don't even drink.
There's a guy that goes to the taverns and don't even drink.
Yeah.
It's a good reason.
No drink. I'm not a drinker.
Yeah. No, you're not. Never have been. That's why you look so young,
Yeah.
Vibrant.
Yeah.
But that was a great show down at, and then the one in that we had in Yardley. My God, we were flipping headsets and putting them on different people. That's when Mike Fitzpatrick looked at me and goes, how are you doing this? So many people. We must have had 6 or 7 guests on that show upstairs on the second floor.
Yeah, we have to have our buddy Kurt Sabota come from the Yardley VFW Post 6393. I have to get him on here.
Yeah, let's bring him on.
Yeah, he's a very, very interesting man. Does a tremendous amount for our VFW Post in Yardley. Great guy, active, and we got to get him on the show. Why
don't we do that?
Yeah, I'll give him a call.
Cover some topics, and then obviously we can reach out if I'm certain that there's many of our listeners that are veterans, or maybe someone who's listening has a family member that's a veteran living in the that area and up by 6393.
Yeah.
So that we can get some information out, and they can become a member of the 6393. 6393.
Yeah, 6393. We have a fair amount of members, but we're always looking to get some new members in.
Right.
We have car shows. I mean, Jeep shows and car shows, and we have a fire pit out back if you want to sit there and light a fire with benches around.
Sure.
We just recently redid the interior of our post. Okay, it is absolutely gorgeous.
What street is that? When you get off at the 95 and you make the right-hand turn.
Yardley Newtown Road.
Yardley Newtown Road.
Or 332 if you want.
Or 332, but you make that right-hand turn, or if you're coming up from New Hope, you make the left. And right down the road, I'd say maybe half an hour, half a mile, not half an hour, half of a mile.
Yeah, it has flags out front. We have a number of flags out front. It's hard to miss.
Very conspicuous. It's right there.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful lodge.
Well, I'll tell you, Peter Gugliani, and Pat, and Kurt and a number of others did a tremendous amount of work in that place, and it just looks great.
Gorgeous, huh?
A nice new bar area.
I understand
TVs.
It's against the wall now?
Yeah.
So there's more room for tables.
Yeah, more room for tables, more room for meetings. It's just wonderful.
Is the shuffleboard table still there?
No, that's gone.
Is it?
Yeah, well, nobody really played it.
Not many people have played. But that's just an
like,
historic entertainment feature.
The other fellow was Pat Pico.
Right.
Pat Pico and Peter Guiani and a number of others. Josh was there.
Maybe they're listening.
They probably are. And they worked so hard, and they got that place in such beautiful condition. And Kurt Sabota is our commander. Russ Davidson was our prior commander.
Yes.
But Russ has been here for years and years. It's time to turn the keys over.
Turn the key a little bit.
Yeah. So
my father was the commander there for back in the
day.
Oh yeah, back in the. He's the one who brought Russ Davidson and got him involved.
Okay, yeah.
And
Russ is a tremendous man.
Great guy.
Yeah.
And Russ said to me, he said, your father came up to me one day and he said, Russ, I want to get you a little bit more involved with some of the responsibilities. Right. And Russ looked at him and said, well, what is it that you want me to do? And my father said, just about everything. My father was ready to step down and hand the gavel over to him. Yeah. He said, pretty much you'll be doing everything.
Yeah.
But that's not true. He was just joking.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Everybody, all hands on deck when something needs to be accomplished, as you pointed out.
Yeah.
Magnificent work.
We do so much for veterans. We have 5 post-service officers at our post.
Okay.
5. Now, I just retired in September after 18 years.
You'll never retire.
I know, but I'm going to retire.
You'll be overseeing everything.
Yeah, be retire. So, Peter Guiani, you have Russ Davidson and a number of others that will help any veteran free of charge. We don't charge people. We are volunteers, okay, as post-service officers.
Sure.
Then you have Betty Carleo at the Pennsylvania Department of Military Affairs. She's, of course, a VSO, Veteran Service Officer, and Chris Vitale up at 5 Points. And those 2 women are phenomenal, and they do the claims paperwork.
Sure.
I mean, they can't get you the claim,
right,
but they're there to assist the veteran filling out the proper forms the proper way so it goes into the VA more smoothly. And most people can't fill out those forms. They'll fill out one form and they'll get a letter say, "Where's the 4142? You forgot the where's
right away it drops.
It does. It just extends the anxiety of getting into the system. And,
Listen, after the show, I like to get those names and phone numbers because people ask me all the time, "Who can I?"
I'll send it to you. I have it already made out on a list. I have a PDF. I'll just send it to you.
Thank you,
Mike.
You'll have it.
Could you tell the audience, the listeners, is there a number that they could call if they had questions about their disability?
You know what? I'd rather put that online. Yeah,
or
I can. I can, but I have like three people or 4 people that'll pick up the claims.
Okay.
And I'd be reluctant without asking them if I could put their names out there.
Their telephone numbers. Not their name. But you could call me, obviously, and
you can call Tom Mellon if you call Tom Mellon.
Yep.
Tom Mellon will call me, and we'll get the information out. I have to get approval out to the subject.
And then we'll do it that way.
But you can also call. What I don't need approval for is Betty Carleo.
Okay.
Chris Vitale.
Right.
You can call the Bucks County Department of Military Affairs and reach Betty. She's very, very busy, but she always returns phone calls. And Chris Vitale up at 5 Points here in Levittown, same way. They are busy people. The veterans walking in and out all day, and those people can be reached.
The Bucks County Military
Department of Military Affairs.
Okay.
Yeah. Betty.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. She comes down. She pushes people at her age in wheelchairs on the Bucks County Tour of Honor.
God bless her.
God bless her. Right. Yeah.
So give me a call at any time. My direct line is 215-768-6505. That's 215-768-6505. Bree, am I okay with a little bit of time? I want to go over about 5 minutes. I want to go over the program that we're doing here. Obviously, for any of our listeners who aren't aware, we've been doing it for almost 15 years. It's a program that I'm very proud of, that Paul Muller, the owner here at the dealership, very proudly endorsed and supports. You get a discount on a vehicle. That's unheard of today.
I know.
It's unheard of.
They're selling cars or vehicles for over list price. You know, I call the company.
$2,000 to $5,000.
Listen, I call the company because I was thinking about, getting a price on the car.
Sure.
I won't mention the company's name, the
Right.
dealership's name. So he said, yeah, we have a one car left in stock. It's $49,000. I said, okay, fine. I'll come up, take a look at it. Oh, but there's a $7,000 added thing. So it was $7,000 over list price. I said, thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye. They call that a market adjustment.
That's exactly what they call it, market adjustment.
It's hogwash. It's just a way to scalp you a little bit more because they know because of the supply and demand.
Well, I was trying to compare prices.
Yes.
Not that I would buy a car from anybody else. I'm going to buy a car from Paul Mellon or Tom Mellon.
Yes.
I'm not buying a car from anybody else.
Exactly.
But I wanted to go around and see what are people doing. $7,000 over the list for manufacturers' retail suggested
Thank you for
price.
sharing that because you find
and
this
Paul
out.
doesn't do that.
No, he's never wavered over.
Paul, Team Toyota, Paul Mellon, Team Toyota sells the car at
the MSRP.
At the MSRP, or with these new trucks. What are you, 1,500? 1,500 under?
For the police, fire, and military.
Right.
I have to make sure I make that clear.
Yeah.
It's for all of our heroes. It's a special offer that he can provide.
Yeah.
He said, Tom, chop up to $1,500 off under the MSRP. And
that's unheard of.
That is unheard of. And Charlie, you already at Boots, Wiley called me. You know Boots?
Yeah.
He called me. He's coming up after our board meeting.
Yeah.
This is a retired police officer. He said, are you kidding? Did I hear that right? That the mail that went out, the message that went out, and I'll make sure I get that to you as well.
Just give me a hard copy. I'll scan it and send it up.
But, this PDF that we sent out to all of our retired police, fire, and correctional officers, he said, I'm coming up tomorrow. He said, I've been thinking about buying a Tundra.
Yeah.
But now I'm really interested. So $1,500 off at the moment for all of our police, fire, military, and medical. All of our heroes. It's phenomenal. That's what Paul Mellon stands for. And not only that, but needless to say, it's any of the warranties, the most needed warranties, extended service contracts, tire and wheel warranties. I discount them all at almost half off. So you're saving literally thousands there. And that's why I'm very happy to say that it works for all of our heroes. And as I tell everyone, I've been here 15 years and I've never sold a car. I've never sold a car.
What do you mean you never sold a car?
Thanks for asking. I'll tell you now why. I help people all of our heroes buy what they need.
Right.
They come in, they're interested in something, and often cases they know more about the car than I do, and I've been in the business for 15 years. So they come in, they buy a car, I help them with it, and I give them the discounts. So that's the answer.
Yeah, right,
what do you mean you never sold a car?
Right.
But now that's just my little niche that I say that I'm just here to provide that advocacy to you because nobody likes buying cars. They don't.
No, it's stressful.
It's very stressful, and I relieve that stress.
Yeah. When I come here, last car I bought from you, I was in and out in no time.
That's right.
I know people have spent 12 hours at a dealership to buy a car.
It's ridiculous.
And it's you know what? And then after 12 hours, the car's not ready. Come on back tomorrow. Come on.
Yeah, right. Here, sign here. Give me your check, and you can pick up the car tomorrow.
Right.
It's ridiculous. But the Heroes program is live and kicking here, thanks to Paul Mellon. The Heroes program, 215-768-6505. That's the number to call. Make sure you get in touch with me. Obviously, I'm the only person that can provide this service to you, and I'm willing to do that as much as I can, and for family members as well. We're going to take a quick station break, and we'll get back. We'll talk a little bit about some other current issues that are coming up at the FOP, Tour of Honor. We're going to talk a little bit about that before Bree looks at me and goes, "That's it. It's over." For now, anyway. We'll return after a few moments.
Red October is back, and so is our new Toyota inventory, with in-demand popular models arriving monthly, like the all-new Grand Highlander and Sequoia, or reliable classics like the RAV4 and Camry. And with no markups above MSRP and our Teammate Rewards program, you can see for yourself why our home team advantage is so important. Shop online at teamtoyota.net or visit one of our 3 locations in Langhorne, Glen Mills, or Princeton.
Opinions matter, and so does yours. Hi, I'm Joe Fabrizi, inviting you to join us every Monday at 1 p.m. for Opinions Matter, right here on 1490 AM WBCB. Opinions Matter is now live streamed at WBCB1490.com. We want to hear from you because your opinion does matter.
WBCB is now on your FM dial at 107.3. Serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer counties since 1958, you can now listen to all of your BCB favorites crystal clear on 107.3 FM. A new age for WBCB on a new frequency, 107.3.
Welcome back here to Let's Go Places. I'm very happy and thrilled to have Mike DeBonis here at my side. Charlie Esposito, he's here all the time with us. He's like a household item now. Yeah, and what you don't see is the effectiveness of our engineer over on the side, Bree, who keeps me in check and tells me, hey, dummy it up. We got to take a break for a minute. But, yeah, we're back here with Let's Go Places, a great show. I'll just give you just a quick overview. We do our Behind the Badge show with Fred Herron, as you know. Freddie. He used to be our director of security for many years, public safety in Bensalem, and now he's been the sheriff for a couple of years already. Yeah. Doing a bang-up job up there. And obviously, the other one is Justice for All, where many of our shows began with our district attorney, Matt Weintraub. Matt, who's running. I keep saying running, but I mean he's unopposed, so he
is running unopposed.
Unopposed, that's the right word. He's running unopposed, and after the election,
what a great guy
we'll be calling him. Yes, we can't. I joke with him and call him Your Honor now, and he gets very upset.
He does.
Your Honor, I'd like to. Will you stop saying that?
You know, he's an honorary board member.
He's an honorary board member.
Bucks County Tour of Honor.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And now Jennifer Shorn has taken over, and you have to listen in to that show. It's the second Wednesday at 10 a.m. The stories, which are true, Bree, we'll tell you. Her eyes are like they double. Like when you hear some of the magnificent prosecutorial work that's done.
The cold case works are phenomenal.
Case work here in Bucks County, because crime, it occurs here as well as any other
My
place.
Friend Chris Bush, who is a detective in Newtown, he mentioned to me, and he said, a lot of the crime is not from this area.
Yeah.
This is what he mentioned,
Right.
It's coming from the Philadelphia area.
I wish people would know that.
They're exporting crime from Philadelphia into Lower Bucks or Bucks County, all right, because we're easy picking.
We are.
According to the criminals,
Yes.
So Chris Bush has been a detective in Newtown for a number of years. He's a hell of a guy.
Great guy.
He came on our last Tour of Honor trip with his former police chief, Duffy.
Oh yes,
Chief Duffy. Chief Duffy, and Chris Bush was the guardian for Chief Duffy. Make sure he got around. Chief Duffy can walk and all, but just did a great job. Did a great job.
Yeah, he went with relative ease around the whole and enjoyed the whole day.
Oh yeah, it was good.
It's a great show. I mean, these shows are fantastic. All supported by Paul Muller. We've been doing them for many years. Let's talk a little bit about the retired police, fire, and correctional officers. People ask me, well, why should I join? How much does it cost? What are their benefits? Events, socials. What is I always start with camaraderie. You have an opportunity.
You're always running into people you work with.
Yeah, exactly.
And not only that, it gives us a force. When you have a force, when it comes time to get something done, you can always say we have so many members, election times, and you always can use that as a power handle.
Absolutely.
And you always want to keep in contact with your fellow officers that you work with.
Yeah.
We have a great plan. It's $15 a year. That's the cheapest.
I was about to say $15 a year.
That's the cheapest membership dues ever, and we have 5 luncheons, we have 5 general body meetings, you get a newspaper 3 or 4 times a year letting you know all the events that was going on, and
advertisements.
You get to see some deals and advertisements.
But
the best thing is when we get together for our meetings and all, you always run into some guy you worked with a long time ago, and it's
absolutely,
and it's a good feeling. I have a good feeling when I run into people that I used to work with.
Absolutely, it keeps the brain activity going. I mean, you're out there. We play cards. There's a dartboard up there. There's a pool
table up there.
Absolutely.
Right. Always coffee and cake.
For $15, you can't even have one lunch for $15 for crying out loud.
It's hard to go out for under $10.
For under $10 anywhere.
A cup of coffee and a bagel.
And we do have some fantastic luncheons. Our last luncheon was fantastic.
It's great. So for $15.
So I'm a former police officer. I never get invited.
You're an MP.
I'm military police. Yeah.
Well, you don't even have to be. Here's the thing: you could be a widower. You can be an auxiliary associate member. You can be all. The only thing is, you would be able to vote, but like associate widowers, the only thing they can't do is vote. For our elections.
That's right.
But everything else they're entitled to.
Wow,
so,
it's a good deal.
I mean,
the wives,
we have a lot of widowers that continue to.
So do I count as a police officer?
Of course,
sure.
Military police.
Yeah.
I did my 19 months in the service.
Yeah, we'll count you. Yeah, we'll count you.
Absolutely, we will.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. I never really thought about that. We can get Mike involved. For $15, for crying out loud.
I'll just give you the $15. I'll just give you the $15.
No, I want your information. I want the information on the computer.
Yeah, so this way.
So now you're going to send me emails?
Yes.
Yeah, you'll get our email. You would have got his ad if he was on our email.
If he would have sent me the ad correctly. I asked it 3 times. So now he's going to have to go upstairs and give me a copy.
Right.
And I'll scan it and send it out to my hundreds and hundreds of people.
I don't know what happened there. It's weird.
You know what? My breakfast club, which I have every second and fourth Thursday of the month.
Street Road.
It's at the Eagle Diner on Street Road. It's $18. We generally have between 40 and 50 veterans coming every 2 weeks. It's absolutely wonderful. It's the best therapy for anxiety disorder.
That's a great therapeutical for as well as
I have guys coming. I've got people coming with their service dogs because they need help.
Sure.
But when you go and sit with other veterans in the same wartime frame or without even, it is the most therapeutic thing that I have found, and veterans have told me, man, this is better than going to, the VA clinic for help because you don't get a word to say anyway. You just listen. But this way they can talk to each other, and they open up.
Yeah.
And many tell me I'm not bragging about my breakfast, but I've been doing it for about 20 years.
You should.
And it's just something that is hard to explain when you get a call. You've been to my breakfast.
I've been there several times.
Charlie's been there.
Yes.
And you're going to have Thanksgiving there for the raffle drawing.
That's
right.
Where we're going to have the raffle.
Raffle drawing for the Bucks County Tour of Honor at the Eagle Diner on Thanksgiving morning. 8 o'clock we start to fill in, and we usually fill the place up pretty well. And we'll do our drawing for that. And
as someone becomes a recipient, a little bit of money.
Yeah, the owners of that diner are extremely nice. Extremely. That's Jimmy Rocco, Z Rocco, Maria Rocco rather, and Marco.
Where is this? On Street Road?
Street Road and York Road in Warrington.
For the listeners to hear this, because it's a great place.
Yeah, and if any of your listeners want to join us for the Veterans Breakfast, you come in, just look for the guy with the red shirt on. That's me.
That's you.
Okay, and we do a breakfast prayer at 9 and the Pledge of Allegiance at 9. Okay, and then we sit down and we enjoy whatever we ordered. It's an open menu.
Okay. Oh, that's even nicer.
Yeah, it's not a fixed menu. You order off the menu, get what you want. Okay, right. And it's $18 a person, includes tax and tip.
Now, when you go up there, it's no surf and turf, Jal, all right?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Charlie. We don't have surf and turf.
The great thing about that is they get to vent with each other.
That's the whole point.
That's the purpose of it.
We started with 6 guys.
Because you can't talk to other veterans. Veterans can talk to each other better than talking to somebody else.
Well, that's a good point. You can't talk to your children about your problems.
Right.
You can't talk to your wife. You can talk to your spouse.
Yeah, you don't want to.
But they don't understand it because they weren't there. They never saw war. What we see on television is sanitized.
Yeah.
Okay. When you go to a combat theater, it's not sanitized. It's blood and guts, and it's terrible. Okay. So it's hard for them to understand. You'll see films on Vietnam. But you see the guys walking, you see the guys shooting, you see a bomb going off. You don't see the blood guts and that kind of gory detail. Okay,
right, exactly.
Same way with Ukraine. You see them firing a rocket at a tank, the tank blows up. You don't know if anybody in the tank. You see a sanitized version of war, which is not good.
It's all the humanitarian grief.
But the guys and the women that come to the Breakfast Club, okay, they were there.
They can talk to each other and understand.
And understand.
Yes.
That's a big difference.
And it's a major difference.
Yeah.
So been doing it for about 20 years now, and we started out with 6. Now some days we have 50 people, but mostly we have about 40.
Sure.
Okay. And for Thanksgiving, we'll certainly hit at least 50 plus.
Oh, God, that's phenomenal. I always,
the waitresses, you got to give a lot of credit to, Tommy.
They're hard workers.
First of all, we have 2 waitresses, and they do a great job.
They do.
The servers, I should call them.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
So try to get up there. It's 2 Thursdays in a month.
The 2nd and 4th Thursdays of every month.
What time?
8 a.m.
There you go, 8 a.m.
Yeah.
So you're up early. Most of our listeners are up early at the crack of dawn.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we're good to go.
But, talk about war, and I always say this to people. You've never been in war, so you don't realize that when you're out there in the jungle, if you happen to wake up, thank God you're awake, if you get 2 hours of sleep, there's no Wawa. There's no place to get a coffee and get your day started. No. It's nothing like that.
No.
It's primitive as can be.
Yes.
And graphic at times, and the horrific experiences that our veterans have experienced.
Look, we lost over 58,000 soldiers in Vietnam.
Yes.
Okay, we go to the wall all the time on our Tour of Honor. There's over 58,000 names. I can't keep track because they do change. They do add to the wall, just so you know.
Oh, yes. It continues.
Yeah.
It continues. Well, we're at the end of the show already, Mike. Can you believe it, Charlie?
Wow.
Not hard to believe.
Quick show.
I know. But I wanted to cover certain things. Officer Mendez and his family, his wife and daughter that are left behind. Obviously, our hearts go out to you and our prayers are there. And the support of the FOP and all of our police members and family members, you will never be forgotten. As far as the Tour of Honor, we have our board meeting today. It's a great organization. Our main goal, as Mike will tell you, Charlie's on the board as well now, is to give praise and honor for the full day, exemplify their efforts, their courageous efforts, as they did when they fought and served in a number of different wars. It's a full day of honor. Bus trip all the way down to Washington, D.C., breakfast in the morning.
Lunch in the afternoon, dinner when you get back.
Dinner when you get back. And obviously we don't want to give a lot of things away.
No, we can't.
We can't. But it's an honor for us to do this.
And we've taken
you.
Thousands of veterans.
Already. And there's thousands that we still want to bring in.
Yes.
So if you want to call us, 215-768-6505, to learn more and find out more about filling an application and allowing us to praise you for your honors as a veteran. And we're happy to do it. Once again, Mike DeBonis, thank you for joining me today.
Pleasure, Tom.
Hopefully you'll be able to come back again and share
another 12 years.
Words of wisdom. Another 12 years, yeah. So I can ask you, when was the second time you were sitting in there on my show? Charlie Esposito, Bree, thank you for everything that you do all the time. And as I say at the end of all my shows, be safe, stay well, don't text while you drive. Jerry, I'll be home soon. Don't worry. And most importantly, God bless America.
Absolutely.